Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's just admit it. Life in 2025. It can feel like a lot, right? Like you're just trying to keep your head above water with all the information, the demands.
It really can. We're supposed to be more connected than ever, but sometimes that just makes you feel, well, more alone somehow.
Totally. And the pace, it just never seems to slow down. There's this constant kind of low-level stress humming in the background for so many people.
That's a good way to put it, that background hum.
Yeah, and if you've felt that, feeling pulled in a million directions, maybe scrolling endlessly hoping for a break, but just feeling more drained afterwards, you're definitely not the only one.
It's this strange situation, isn't it? All this connection, but it can fragment our attention, leave almost no room for real self-reflection. Stuff coming at us daily is just huge. Unprecedented, really.
Right. Which, maybe surprisingly, brings us to journaling. Now, hang on, before you picture, like, a fluffy diary with a tiny lock. Stick with us.
Yeah, maybe update that image.
Our mission here, drawing from some really insightful material on why journaling is still so relevant, is to show you why it's not just some quaint habit. It's actually potentially a vital tool for dealing with 2025. We want to unpack why writing things down, whether it's pen on paper or, typing on a screen, might be a shortcut to feeling more centered and getting to know yourself better.
And what's really interesting is the contrast it offers. In this world demanding our attention outwardly all the time, journaling is this dedicated, private space to look inward, a quiet spot away from all that digital noise.
Exactly. That's one of the strongest points we saw journaling is this crucial counterbalance to being, constantly online.
Unnecessary pause.
Think about social media. It's all about likes, comments, shares, that external thumbs up.
Right.
Performing.
The validation cycle.
But your journal, it's completely private, zero judgment. Your thoughts can just be without needing to be anything for anyone else. Just stepping back like that is surprisingly powerful.
And it's not just a feeling, though the feeling is important. There's actually a lot of research backing up the benefits. Real, tangible outcomes for well-being.
Yes. The science is pretty solid here. Let's start with stress reduction. It sounds almost too simple, but actually writing down your worries, those things spinning in your head at 3 a.m., can make them feel less big.
It's like offloading them, in a way. Your brain isn't constantly juggling them.
Right, like freeing up mental RAM. When worries are running in the background, everything slows down. Writing them out takes some of that load off.
Precisely. You give them a form, put them on the page, and suddenly you can look at them maybe with a bit more distance. They tend to lose some of their immediate power just by being named and seen.
And it's not just about getting rid of immediate stress. Journaling is also a really effective tool for emotional regulation.
Which is so key.
When you consistently write about how you're feeling, you start to notice patterns. Like, oh, that's what sets me off, or this is how I tend to react. You process things better.
You move from being sort of swept away by emotions to being able to observe them a bit more clearly. It's like stepping back and asking, okay, what is this feeling?
Yeah, it taps into that metacognition idea, thinking about your own thinking. Seeing your emotions on paper gives you that little bit of distance, which allows for maybe more rational responses.
That whole process, identifying, articulating what you feel, it's crucial. It helps you shift from just reacting emotionally to understanding why you feel a certain way. More self-awareness, more conscious choice in how you respond.
Okay, so people might be thinking, great for my headspace, but what about my massive to-do list? Well, interestingly, the stuff we looked at also shows journaling can actually boost productivity.
It seems counterintuitive, spending time writing instead of doing, but yeah.
That mental decluttering we talked about, it genuinely frees up cognitive space. Suddenly, you might find you actually have more mental energy for brainstorming, planning, setting goals, even just tracking your progress. It's a neat 2-for-1 deal.
Definitely. Think of your working memory like a small desk. If it's covered in random papers, worries, ideas, tasks, you can't work effectively. Journaling helps clear the desk.
Like an external hard drive for your brain.
Exactly. It prevents that feeling of cognitive overload. So helpful for students juggling assignments, or remote workers needing to structure their own day, or, creatives hitting a wall.
Yeah, let's make that more concrete. Picture a student just drowning in deadlines. Instead of just feeling that panic, they could use a journal to maybe break tasks down, figure out what's first, even just vent the stress. Makes it feel less impossible.
Or the remote worker where work and home life just kind of bleed together. Journaling could be a space to process work stress, set clear intentions for the day, and consciously switch off.
Creating that boundary. And for creatives, that blank page can be terrifying. A journal is a safe place for half-baked ideas, experiments, working through blocks without any pressure.
And we should probably also mention, carefully, its potential role for people working through difficult experiences or trauma. As the sources noted, sometimes with professional guidance, writing can be a really powerful way to process complex emotions and maybe reclaim some agency.
Yeah, that's an important point, handles with care. You know, on a personal level, and I bet some people listening can relate, I remember being totally stuck on this one project. Brain felt like spaghetti.
We've all been there.
Honestly, almost desperately, I just grabbed a notebook and started scribbling. No plan, just word vomit. And it was genuinely like wiping steam off a mirror. Suddenly, through the mess, I could see a possible way forward.
That clarity emerging from just getting it out is so common. Externalizing those tangled internal thoughts lets you see them differently. New connections pop up.
And the great thing is, there's no single right way to do this. The sources we looked at showed a whole range of styles.
Absolutely. It's not one size fits all.
Like the bullet journal, that's amazing for tracking habits, tasks, events, reflections, all in one place, very organized.
Super practical for some people. Then there's the opposite end, maybe morning pages.
Right, Julia Cameron's idea. 3 pages, stream of consciousness, first thing in the morning. Just pour out whatever's in your head to clear the decks for the day.
The point there isn't brilliant writing, it's just the act of flow, bypassing that inner critic.
Yeah.
Letting subconscious stuff bubble up.
Exactly. And then you've got things like mood tracking, just noting your mood each day, maybe why you feel that way. Over time, you see patterns, triggers you'd totally miss otherwise.
So insightful. And gratitude logs, simply listing things you're thankful for. Sounds simple, but it can really shift your focus, foster positivity.
It really can. And of course, just pure stream of consciousness writing anytime, not just mornings. Letting thoughts flow without editing. Great for uncovering hidden feelings.
The key thing really is to experiment. Try different things. See what clicks for you. Mix and match. Make it your own.
Totally. So if you're listening and thinking, okay, I'm interested, but where do I start? We've got some practical tips from the sources. First, and maybe most crucial, start small.
Really small, like 5 minutes. Or even just one sentence.
Seriously, don't aim for an hour right away. Just build the habit. Consistency, even tiny bits, is way better than one huge session every few weeks.
Absolutely. And please, please let go of perfection. This is for you. Nobody's grading your grammar or looking for profound wisdom every time.
I'm into that. It's just about getting thoughts out.
To get it down.
And if you hit that blank page, anxiety, prompts are your friends. Simple questions like, how am I really feeling? Or what's one thing I learned today can kickstart things.
Loads of prompts online or in apps too. They really help overcome that initial, what do I write feeling.
And think about the format. Pen and paper, awesome if you like that physical connection.
Or digital. If you like the convenience, searching entries, maybe built-in features like mood tracking. Some apps like Diariz was mentioned, combine journaling and mood tracking.
Right, but honestly, the most important tip.
Just start.
Just start, like right now. Grab a notebook, open a doc, download an app. Write one sentence, anything. Breaking that initial barrier is everything.
It really is. The first step is the biggest.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, the main thing we want you to take away is this. Journaling isn't meant to be another chore on your list.
Definitely not another pressure.
It's about creating a little space just for you.
Love you.
A pause. An act of self-care, really. A tool for clarity, a way to understand yourself better in this noisy world.
It's giving yourself permission to slow down, reflect, process, which can be incredibly healing, actually. Empowering.
Yeah, exactly. It offers this chance to reconnect with yourself, process things thoughtfully, which feels pretty rare sometimes.
It really does. A valuable pause button.
So here's a tiny challenge. Tonight, just 5 minutes. Try it. Don't edit, don't judge, just write down whatever's bouncing around in your head, see what happens.
Might surprise yourself.
It's a small investment, but the potential payoff in self-awareness, feeling a bit more grounded. Pretty significant.
Journaling really does offer that space to reflect and process in a way that feels, well, deeply useful in today's world.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us. We'll catch you next time.